The following program is a collection of stooges talking about happenings in the sports world. It is meant to be comedic informative. The opinions expressed on this show do not necessarily reflect the beliefs of their peers, their boss, or ESPN. There may be some cuss words because that's how humans in the real world talk. If you are young, please seek permission before watching any further.
Hey,
Why?
let's go.
This show stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for.
McAfee on the line with a gorgeous assist.
The all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers.
You pink.
Damn it! Your friend tell a friend something nice could change their life. Oh, gotta kill it, PA, obviously. Go ahead, lads. Hey! Ho! Hey! 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 Shit. Welcome to Dublin, Ireland on this Feel Good Friday, August 23rd, 2024. We are live from J.R. Mahin's. And the lads have been lined up for hours to get in here and have a good time. This is A.J. Hawk. He's a college football national champion. Your microphone's not on. That is Tone Diggs right there, obviously from the Hammer Dahn podcast. The Talks to Tables at the end, that's Ty Schmidt, obviously. And a man who is back in his homeland for the first time, Boston Connor Campbell. So Connor's microphones aren't on. Obviously, we'll have to figure that out. But there is a crowd of about 50 to 100 people in here. There are 4 floors here at J.R. Mahan's, and the place has been lined up for hours. We got humans on the outside here. I don't know if these are Irish folks or Florida State folks. They got signs. But I think the most important part of the day is we have WWE legend and Dublin icon, Sheamus, back behind the bar. Sheamus, I know you've been pouring pints, pal. I think the only way we should start this is with a nice toast from your Irish ass. So, Sheamus, if you could have the boys get a little riled up for the greatest weekend of all time as college football comes to Ireland and the real football season has kicked off.
Hell yeah. Lads, you all ready? Yeah. All right, here we go. Welcome to my hometown of Dublin, Ireland. Welcome to the Willy Wonka's Chocolate Factory of proper drinkers. And here, it's the greatest weekend that you will never remember. Slot your Paddy, slot your Corda. Drinks are on Pat McAfee tonight, fella. Let's go!
Oh yes, launch it, split the G. what they're saying, but I love it. It is an honor to be here. To be honest, the fact that our show is known by anybody outside of Indiana is very dumb. But then as I was walking through this lovely city of Dublin, Ireland, I had a lot of people recognize me for my dumbass tank top. But what I think I realize is this is a country that loves football. This is a country that loves sports. This is a country that loves having a good time. And I think this weekend is the perfect way to kick off the football season. Now, we know Florida State and Georgia Tech are playing this weekend. Tone Diggs, there's 4 games happening. This one obviously being the showcase one. What do we need to look for, Tone Diggs?
Yeah, this one is the big one. This one is a Florida State favored by 10 here in Dublin, Ireland. And then you got Montana State versus New Mexico, SMU, Nevada, Hawaii, and Delaware State. Those ones don't matter. This one here in Dublin is the huge one that everyone came here to pack the house for the first international game day ever, Pat.
Well, what's the crock, they say, around here in Ireland? What's the story? The story is the fact that Florida State is allegedly sending 25 to 30,000 fans to this beautiful city for this game.
Insane.
What I've realized is it's a lot of Irish fucks here, too, celebrating.
Ton of them.
Yeah, that guy in the front there that just did the yell with the nice with the suit on, that's Robert Mahan. He's the one. This is his play.
Yeah. Looks great.
He kind of set this entire thing up, and
Someone spilled Jameis's beer.
Oh no.
Someone spilled his beer.
Fight him. Someone's asking for a brogue kick.
So it sounds like the Irish crowd is very similar to the American crowd. Seamus is out in the middle of it. We had a trad band. We had some Irish dancers from Real Irish Dance Entertainment. That's Sean and Laroshi, obviously, to start this whole thing.
Crushed.
Ty, the flight last night was only 6.5 hours over here. You saw about 2.5 hours of it. But as soon as you walk around Ireland, you can feel the energy for real. Like, this is a legit magnetic place, it feels like.
Yeah, without a doubt. I mean, I think anytime we come to something like this, like, you never know. Obviously, football is growing everywhere, but college football with, 2 teams with, if it's not Florida State, bringing 30,000 people over here, like, you never know how people around. I mean, Ireland showed up. Everyone's excited for this game. It is kind of crazy. Like, there is just a palpable buzz around the city. We were walking around earlier today. Like, it's impossible not to have a good time when you're here.
Yeah, and I do believe the booze bagness is just something that radiates through. And there's been a lot of people in Ireland that have been promoting American football. I know Pro Football Ireland, Mike McQuaid is here. He's up in the front. He's obviously done a lot.
Crushing it.
We've seen him. Coach Dara, who coaches the team that won the American Football Championship this year, will be joining us in a matter of moments. Nick Saban will be stopping by here in about 14 minutes before he makes his college game day debut. But AJ, to be honest, I think we're all kind of taken back about how banged up we're about to get in these pubs tonight. I think that's really the conversation.
Yeah, it feels like it's a mutual. Like everyone that we run into as well is here for a good time. So maybe that feels like that's what Ireland is. Like people want to have a good time and watch some great sports.
Seamus is in the middle of a crowd about to fight a bunch of people, and that is certainly something that's going to happen whenever you got booze and a bunch of Irish people. But this has been a hell of a celebration. Let's talk about some sports that happened last night. Preseason week 3 kicked off. Anthony Richardson and the Indianapolis Colts were the only starters to play last night. And it was up and down. It was up and down. Anthony Richardson ends up throwing a touchdown in the first series. That obviously makes us feel good. Some completions to Pierce, some action around the field. The Anthony Richardson-led Colts haven't had much success in the preseason thus far. They were able to walk down the field on the third stringers. I think at the beginning of the game, he was like 7 of 8 with a touchdown, yada, yada, yada. The story comes after this particular touchdown. Bang, good ball, Tud. We celebrate in Cincy. Then he would go on to go 1-6 with a pick 6 moving forward. A lot of good, some bad, a lot of question marks, but this is what preseason football is all about, AJ Hawk.
Yeah, so when you get out to a hot start like this, I wonder what happened. What did the Bengals do defensively to get him off his thing? But if you see what Anthony Richardson's great at, getting the ball out of his hands. 3 steps, take a hitch, boom, get the guy in space. I'm going to make some plays as Seamus is up here delivering shots to everybody.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of question marks around the Colts. We got some shots coming up here.
At least it was some good, some bad, not all bad.
I believe my wife bought these shots, actually. Called in.
Oh,
Thank you, Sam.
Thanks, Sam.
Bought these shots. Seamus poured them. I think it's going to be pretty difficult to get through any football conversation in this pub, but that's pretty much what we signed about. Hey, Tradban. Hup, 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 hup.
Seamus and Patty, the bartender, are trying to screw us over.
Here's to you, Seamus. Here's to you, Seamus.
Drop the slither.
You son of a bitch.
Thank you, boys over there that tried by. And this is some of the best musicians in all of Ireland. They signed up to do this. I would like the record to state that I put Seamus to bed last night drinking on the plane.
Yeah, you
Big time.
Seamus doesn't want to hear that.
Can't
That isn't what
confirm.
Seamus wants to hear.
That's a fucking lie, fella. That's a lie. A lie.
I put Seamus to bed last night on the plane.
He did.
He couldn't handle the extra stot. You know, there was one person left drinking whenever the plane was landing in Dublin, Ireland, and it wasn't the Irish lad. It wasn't the Iowan booze bag. It wasn't the meathead from Ohio, even though we were on about 200 milligrams because we were told we shouldn't let any edibles get to the entire thing.
Sure.
It was me drinking the extra stot. So last night, we had a great time, a great introduction, but I did put Seamus to bed last
It's
night.
a lie, a lie. You're drinking the slops. The slops. You drank the slops. This man is an active imagination, guys. You know what I mean?
Hey, remember when
Americans, you know, they run away with themselves sometimes.
Nah, that's not, we all know what happened. Last
Remember when Seamus, he didn't want to drink out of the Guinness glass either. He wanted straight from the bottle.
Yeah, that is right.
Yeah, big bottle
Guinness
guy.
wanted the bottle of Guinness. He didn't like the cups. It's been
Or the can.
I can't stress this enough that flying to Ireland to do a show is stupid. The fact that this many people know that we exist, but also the fact that this many people want to celebrate American football.
Yeah.
Is a beautiful thing. And you start thinking about like the global expansion of American football and what the NFL has tried to do, where they have games in London, games in Germany, now they're games in Brazil.
Right.
I think a big part of it is the kicking positions. For instance, Ireland has a kicker who's going to make the New Orleans Saints team, and Charlie Smith. He had a game winner 2 preseasons ago, hit a 65-yarder in practice the other day. Groupie did not have his best year last year. He's going to be in the NFL. Ireland is now going to have a representative in the NFL. That's huge for future generations of Irish lads getting into the sport. Germany obviously has a lot of people. Australia has a lot of people. Scotland has the Scottish Hammer.
Yeah, exactly.
Jamie Gillan. It's like a lot of these kickball countries are making their way into the NFL, into American football, and I think it's great for the sport as a whole.
Yeah, it's huge because of kicking. And then I was talking to some people around here, too, and Dan Rooney, rest in peace, who was Steelers owner, was the ambassador to Ireland. And I know I've been told the Rooneys are potentially trying to get some football, get some games over here, which I think, like, I don't understand why a game in Ireland hasn't happened yet. Obviously, England, Germany, Brazil, Mexico, like, Ireland would be a perfect place for an NFL game as well.
All right, let's raise our glasses, can we please? Can we please raise our glasses on this Feel Good Friday? We came to Ireland to have some fun. We're chugging beers. We're already drunk. American football has become a dream. Everybody in here is a part of our team. Sláinte! A lot of that. A lot of that. A lot of that.
Gonna have Patty
Baby,
moving.
that'll baby, Patty.
A good chug, good chug.
Got game day tomorrow. Excited to see if I make it.
That's a good flat cap you got on, too.
Yeah, so we tried to dress like the biggest assholes we could possibly dress like.
Yep.
And you guys find these caps on the street.
Yep.
I'm very thankful. Ty, you look fantastic.
Thank you. And we found maybe the most beautiful Irish lass who sold us these hats. Gumpy, you know, right away when she sees him, he's got something in the top, and she says, you know, hey, take that out, you dipshite. What are you doing? She's 82 years old, just giving it to Gumpy, body him. Kind of just a nice embodiment of Ireland as a whole. So I feel like we're right at home. I really do.
Let's talk about some things that happened around the NFL. Some news. The Brandon Ayuk trade has obviously been something we talked about for the last few weeks. As soon as we see the Commanders trade Dotson to the Philadelphia Eagles and get a third rounder in replace, and we heard that a third rounder is what the San Francisco 49ers thought, any sound mind would say, wait a second, are the Commanders back in conversation for Ayuk because of college teammate Jaden Daniels? This entire vlog saga with Brandon Ayuk started with a FaceTime with Jaden Daniels about knowing where he's going to go. AJ, do you think this Ayuk situation's over? Do we think it's done? Did the Commanders make a play to try to get back in play for Brandon Ayuk?
No, I don't think it's done. I mean, he's still there. He hasn't been on the field for the 49ers, obviously. We're coming up to a deadline. Today is Friday. We have 2 weeks until the first regular season game, 2.5, whatever it might be.
13.
He needs to be on the field. And I'm sure Ayuk wants to be on the field too, but the Niners, I don't understand why it's taking so long.
Me neither. They should have a deal done. Ayuk has a number. The Niners have a number. They can't agree to it. A third rounder is allegedly what people are looking for. And these Florida State fans behind us are obviously trying to do it. Hey, Trodman, hop, 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 hop. All right, let's make another one.
You said you do have to do game day tomorrow?
Yeah, but it feels like this show is only going to be good if we hammer 100 beers.
Yeah, I agree.
Without a doubt.
Get Patty back up here.
It is 5 p.m.
Bartender Patty's a guy.
on a Friday
Yep.
in Dublin.
What are you going to do?
Feel Good Friday.
Everybody here showed up drunk.
Yeah.
And we're lucky to be here, a part of it. There's obviously more sports stuff happening. For instance, Creed Humphreys has signed a 4-year deal, $72 million total, $50 million guaranteed. Congrats to him.
All right, Creed. All right, Creed.
Anytime there's money spent on an offensive lineman, obviously they have earned it, and we are grateful for it. But for the Kansas City Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes being comfortable with the guy's ass that he's put his hands under whenever he's under center is very, very important. Creed Humphrey has been great since he was a rookie. He's been fantastic for this Chiefs team. He's a champion. He's a winner. And at WWE, he actually was willing to fight for Patrick Mahomes.
That's right.
This is a big-time deal. $50 million guaranteed for a center is big money, Ty Schmidt.
Yeah, absolutely. He's a stud. But like you said, when he was willing to stand up to Braun Strowman at that WWE event, I think that's kind of, it locked everything in place. Mahomes wants him. He's one of the best centers in the NFL right now. So it's kind of crazy, though, how the Chiefs have been able to, we talk about it with these, Brady and Belichick talked about it, those big-time quarterbacks not basically getting what they're worth. Them being able to pay all these other guys while Mahomes still understands, hey, whenever time comes, I should be paid as the best quarterback in the NFL, but his willingness to make sure his other guys get paid is remarkable.
That's the Tom Brady effect, right? And he and Tom Brady have the same exact mindset, AJ, and in the entirety of it all.
How would you not think about though what Tom Brady did with the Patriots for so many years? He kind of set the tone on what quarterbacks can do. I think to try to build the team around him. And man, you can tell Nick Saban has walked in the room.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, there is a palpable energy. Joining us now is the greatest college football coach of all time, the newest member of College Game Day, Trodman. Hop, 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 hop. Ladies and gentlemen, Nick Saban. Give me right here, Coach. Now, Coach, hey, great work. Whew. Me and the Trad Band are starting to work on some shit. We got our hand signals down. Coach Saban, I think these people would like to say thank you for everything you did for football. One more time, Coach Saban, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so I'm quickly getting hammered drunk here, so let's make sure we have this conversation before I get too much of a runaway. Coach, you're joining College Game Day this year. We're incredibly lucky and thankful. You are the man, ladies and gentlemen. You are the man. Coach.
Appreciate that.
I don't know if your microphone's on. So whenever you, when you come over to Ireland here for your first College Game Day, I saw that you've gone to both. I like that. A bunch of drunk people having respect. That is not normal. I appreciate that. You've gone to both practices. Now you're viewing the season through a guy who's going to do TV. Is it much different than being a head coach? Is your mindset different? And how do you feel going into week one here?
Well, it's very different. It's great to have the opportunity to see games, to be a part of football, to prepare for games. But, this is the moment of truth for every college team. When you play your first game, you're always worried about how's the quarterback going to play, how's the defense is going to play, what are our issues, what are our problems, what do we need to fix. I don't have to worry about that right now. I can analyze it, but I don't have to worry about it. But it is something that I respect for all the coaches and all the teams out there that are concerned about how's their team going to play in the first game and what do they have to do to improve throughout the season.
What do you think about the Georgia Tech-Florida State game right now? And I know we're going to hear a lot more out of you on game day tomorrow. I cannot wait to get started, and it's an honor to work alongside of you. But looking at this game, it's in Ireland. It's the first week. DJ Uiagalelei is brand new to the team. Do you think there's going to be some tightness? How do you expect the game to kind of go over here?
Well, I really think Georgia Tech's one of the sleepers in the ACC. I mean, last year they were in the top 3 in almost every offensive category. They just needed to improve their defense for this year because they have a lot of those players coming back. So I think they're going to be very, very competitive and have a great chance to be one of the teams that have a factor in the ACC as to who wins the conference. On the other hand, Florida State, to me, has one of the best 5 probably personnel-wise teams in the country, the way they've been able to reload through the portal, as well as having good recruiting and good young players coming up in the program that they've developed. So I think they're one of the best teams in the country, and looking at them on the field, they're a very physical, good-looking team.
Did you say program or program?
Program.
No, it's program.
Program.
We call our show a program because you say program. Just want to let you know that. That's a little inside baseball. We call this show the program strictly because of the way you say the word program. That's neither here nor there. Connor has a question for you, Coach.
Yeah, Coach, you leave Bama, and then one of the first things you say is, hey, there's no chance Alabama wins the SEC title game. You said, Texas and Georgia are going to play in the championship. Did you do that on purpose? Like, hey, I'm going to feed Alabama a little motivation saying that they're not going to be there? Or what are your thoughts about the Alabama team this year?
Well, it's kind of reverse rat poison.
There you go.
I always hated it, and I'm going to hate it on this show. I might as well say it right off the bat. This show or any show or game day, having to predict and make hypothetical decisions about who's going to win a game, who's going to win a championship, who's going to win what conference. So I've always hated that. So I picked Georgia and Texas because it's reverse rat poison for Alabama. It's a motivating factor for them not to get picked, because I hated to be picked first or second because you don't know how that's going to impact your team psychologically. These kids are affected a lot by what they read, what they hear, what they see. So I didn't want to see anything too good.
Okay, Coach, let's talk about if you're one of these coaches, Norvell or Key right now, what's your message to the team? A lot of potential distraction, let alone the amount of booze. I mean, I could stumble anywhere and get some booze. Not that these guys are doing that. I'm doing that. Travel, different country. It is very different here than it is in America. Awesome. Old as shit.
Very old.
Old as shit. Hot. It is. Been around a long time around here. We got smaller streets. It is old as shit here. But if you were a coach for one of these teams, how would you eliminate the distractions, and what is the message you think here?
Well, I think that there's probably less distraction because this is the first game. So no one's really looking at this like it's a bowl game. I think everybody's looking at it with anticipation of the season. What kind of team do we have? How am I going to play individually? The individual players want to go out and play well and sort of create their legacy as a player in terms of who they are, what their identity is going to be, and the same thing for the team. So I think there's a lot less distractions being the first game than it would be if this was the last game of the season or a bowl game, because everybody's got great hope for what they can accomplish this year, individually as well as collectively as a team.
Tight though, right? Chance you could be tight week 1, right? Don't you think? Some teams.
I'm sorry?
Tight. Could be tight.
I think there's always a little anxiety, especially in first games. I think once you start playing, getting the rhythm of things, you know what to expect, not as much. So I think there will be quite a bit of an anxiety, which also cuts down on distractions because players are worried about how am I going to play, not what am I going to go do tonight.
AJ has a question for you, Coach.
Coach, obviously first game, there's so many unknowns. You don't really know what either team is going to bring. But how different are teams from week 1 to, say, week 10 or 12? Like, both teams, you would hope, obviously, you get better over the course of time. But, what do you learn about your team from week 1 all throughout the year to where all of a sudden you're gelling when it matters?
Well, I think the big thing is as coaches, you have a philosophy about, okay, what do we want to be? But sometimes that doesn't match up with the personnel that you have and who we ought to be. And I think that's what you find out. And I think our team last year was a great example of that. We play really bad against Texas. We don't play very well against South Florida because we were trying to figure out who we needed to be as a team. And once we settled on Jalen Milroe and did the things that he could do, we became a pretty good team. So I think sometimes you got to find out about who you are. And you can't always do that in practice. So you got to go out there and play, and then you got to be willing to be flexible as a coach and make the changes you need to make so your team can aspire to be what they're capable of.
Tone has a question for you.
Yeah, Coach. Florida State had 10 guys drafted off of last year's team, whole new quarterback, backfield, wide receivers. You've had similar situations. Is this the worst-case scenario for them going up against a conference opponent week one who has a lot of returning players? You talked about their offense, how good it is, versus some schools week one have an FCS school or a group of 5 team. Is this not the worst case scenario for Florida State, but they would prefer something different than on the road internationally against a Georgia Tech team?
Well, I think, first of all, when you play a good opponent the first game of the season, being a conference opponent in the ACC in Florida State's case, it makes your off-season better, it makes your winter conditioning better, it makes your summer conditioning better, it makes fall camp better. So your team makes more progress because they're challenged by the first game. If you play an easy opponent, an FBS opponent or somebody like that, they can have a little bit more of a complacent approach and not pay attention to detail, not prepare the way you'd like for them to, and then probably not play as well. So now you're worried about how your team's going to progress. I always wanted to play a good team first, because I wanted to see where we were as a team, but I also knew the impact it would have leading up to the season in terms of how the players approached it.
Okay, let's talk about that. Scheduling tough opponents as opposed to easy opponents. If you lose games early in the past, you're out. You're done. Now, you guys lost to Texas early, but were able to get back into it, and obviously that was a massive conversation because you beat Georgia. 12-team playoff. Are coaches worried about that now when they're talking to their team? How do you think that affects how you kind of communicate with your squad?
Well, we didn't.
Because you can lose. You can lose, and you're good.
Yeah, but really, as a coach, we never had any signs up that said win the SEC or any signs up to say win the national championship. We wanted everybody to be a champion, be everything that they could be the best player they could be the best version of themselves. So that's what you really want your team to focus on. But what the 12-team playoff does to me is give a lot more teams hope. There's got to be 25 to 30 programs out there right now, 5 or 6 teams in each conference probably, that have a great chance to make the playoff in some form or fashion, even if they don't win the conference championship. So I think that's a great thing for college football. It's a great thing for fans. It's going to certainly create more interest, nationally and especially late in the season. If you're in the NFL, everything's for parity, right?
Yep.
So if the NFL owners could have it the way they want it, they'd want everybody to be 8-8 after 16 weeks of the season, so every fan base is involved the 17th week.
Hope.
Well, there's going to be more of that hope in college football right now.
West Virginia's about to run the table. Your thoughts as a West Virginia man?
Look, I'm a Mountaineer. That's where I grew up.
Yeah, we know.
I have a tremendous amount of respect for the fact that you played there.
Hell yeah.
I coached there.
Yeah.
And I love my state. But their program has not been able to sort of sustain the kind of success that they've had in the past, and hopefully they'll get back to having that kind of success in the future, especially with your impact on name, image, and likeness.
The program is just hop, 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 hop. Rhythm. Good work over there, Trad Band.
Great run.
West Virginia's going to be just fine. Thank you. And I'm excited to hear what you have to say about them all year on College Game Day. You had pretty good rhythm there. And I've seen you doing like the electric slide in people's living rooms. How pumped are you that you don't have to recruit anymore? Legitimately, how pumped are you don't have to recruit anymore?
I love recruiting. I love recruiting because you create a lot of relationships with a lot of people that are lifelong relationships. And I loved it more when you could impact the players by the program that you had in terms of helping them be better people, helping them graduate, have a better chance to be more successful in life, and develop a career as a football player. So I love recruiting. I always did. I learned early on that I could not coach a bad player to play good.
I
So
remember you said that.
the whole thing was about getting good players. Like, I'd have loved to have this guy.
Yeah, well, you didn't recruit me or him, I don't think. So.
Oh,
Yeah, but we made a mistake.
Oh! Hey, not with me. With AJ, for sure. Connor's got a question for you, Coach.
Coach, you mentioned something there about the conferences, and obviously one of the teams that has never been in a conference, Notre Dame. You know, is it much harder when you're not in a conference because they do have to be perfect throughout the whole year because they don't have that, you know, even ability to get a bye because at the best they can be the 5 seed? And do you think it's inevitable that they'll join one of the conferences so that they have that option going forward?
You know, I don't really feel like Notre Dame there's good and bad in their circumstance. They can never be one of the top 4 teams because they can't be a conference champ. But they don't have to play a conference championship game either, so they have a built-in bye before the playoff ever starts.
Interesting.
And because of their schedule, I think that they have a good chance to be one of the top 12 teams in the country, so I think they will get in the playoff. I think what they need to work toward is being 5 through 8 so they have a home game.
How do you feel about the home game playoff? I think that's the biggest gift for college football this year because there's people that aren't college football fans that don't understand that the pageantry and the environment is what makes college football better than any other sport. It's almost like the hooligans of these countries like Ireland and everything is what college football fans are like. So those home playoff games, is that the biggest advantage you think for spreading the game of college football to people that maybe don't watch? I think so. I think that's a big deal.
I think it's fantastic to have a playoff game at your place, at home. Now, it's also going to be a disadvantage for some of the teams in the South, having coached in the South for so many years, if they have to go to Michigan or Syracuse or someplace like that to play a game in December. It's going to be difficult for the players.
Yeah.
But they need to get in the 5 through 8 so they have a game at home.
When you look at the teams this year, and you have so many ex-coaches, so Coach Key from Georgia Tech is a former coach of yours. Your coaching tree is everywhere in college ball right now. Do you keep up with everybody? Do you have any teams that you think we should think about that maybe hasn't been talked about as much that's in the big scheme because maybe you know somebody? Or is there any teams that we don't talk about that you think we should?
No, I'm really proud of the fact that we have coaches out there in many programs that have been really
Why do you
pretty
keep
successful.
saying program? I'm sick of it.
Program.
It's program. You're the reason why we
Program,
invented that.
Coach.
In college, you have a program.
No, you get a program.
Say program.
When you go
Don't
to a
let
game.
them do this TV shit to you. Okay, so they're trying to
Program.
You speak how you speak.
This is a program.
Yeah, you're goddamn right.
But when you're in college and you're a coach, you have a program. It's more inclusive.
With all due respect, you're wrong, Coach.
You have no idea what you're
What do you know?
Agree to disagree.
This guy doesn't know shit. Go ahead, Tone.
Coach, conference realignment, a lot of it is, I don't want to say smaller schools or smaller programs going to bigger conferences, but in the case of Texas and Oklahoma going from the Big 12, where a lot of people say the offensive line, the defensive line is not what it is in the SEC, do you think that is the biggest thing for Texas and Oklahoma going forward is the trenches going into the SEC?
Well, I'll say this about Texas. Texas was built like an SEC team. Sark built Texas like an SEC team. So they have big people up front. They're physical. You know, watching Oklahoma this offseason, they are one of the most athletic teams in the country, but they are not as big and as physical up front. And I think this may be a problem for Oregon, too, because Oregon's going to be extremely skillful, but can they match up front even in the Big Ten?
Go ahead, Connor.
Yeah, Coach, one guy who's coming on the program weekly this upcoming season, your good friend Bill Belichick. I asked him a question, and he kind of told me subtly to cut the shit and go to hell. How do we kind of break through that wall with Bill? You know, what do we need to do?
And you, too.
Yeah, with you, of course, but when it comes to Bill, like, how do we get him to open up to us? Because he's very good at the coach speak and basically telling us, like, hey, shut up, I'm not talking about that.
Yeah, but what I think with Bill, because Bill is so well organized, he's very intelligent, obviously one of the best coaches of all time, especially in the National Football League, which is where he always coached. If you stay technical with Bill and don't do bullshit he does.
Well, hey, nobody can hear you. Your mic was muted.
He loves to talk about technical aspects of the game, specific situations, those types of things. Not going to probably be as philosophical, but if you stay technical with him, I think you'll go a long way to get him to talk about what you want him to talk about.
How about you on game day? Have you thought about how you're going to be on there? Because obviously what you have to say is going to sway a lot of people's opinions on a lot of things. We're in a transitional era of college football right now. NIL, new conference alignment, what's the future look like, all that stuff. You sitting in the seat that you're in with College Game Day is going to be heard by a lot of people. And because you're Nick Saban, like for instance, my dad, Tim McAfee, from Pittsburgh, not a college football fan, NFL fan, has become a college football fan because of me being on College Game Day, loves it, buys into it, loves the traditions and everything. But when you give a take, Tim McAfee's going to be like, well, fuck, Nick Saban said it, so like that is how I feel. Do you understand that that's how people are going to view your thoughts in this transition era? And you take that as a responsibility you hold upon yourself.
Yeah, and I think the biggest challenge for me is I'm still a coach. And I want to be a coach, and I want to get
whoa, you're not retired. Wait a
perspective
minute, you're
on
not
things.
retired, you're not retired, you're not retired, you're not
As
retired.
a coach would.
Would you get back on the sideline? West Virginia, maybe. Neil Brown would love to have
NFL
you.
maybe too.
No, I want to coach from here.
Okay,
but
okay,
my
okay.
point is philosophically, I still want to be able to present things to fans to help them understand a little more from a coaching perspective, how things are looked at, how things are viewed, why decisions are made the way they are, and not just be hypothetical about making predictions about things.
No, you're going to have to make predictions.
I'm going to have to make predictions, but it's against my
I agree.
DNA.
I agree. It's stupid, Coach. Pat started making me do predictions when I first started doing stuff with you, and all I ever did was fight it at first.
Oh, you love
Then you just got to admit.
Oh, shut
but it's
up.
true though. You don't like if you're coaching a game, you don't know.
think
what's
you're a
gonna
high
happen.
horse in here.
Like how would if you're the head coach, it's hard for you to make a prediction. So if you're not even there coaching, we're all guessing.
So your DNA as a coach is always process oriented. It's how do we get the result that we want? And now you're asking me to predict what the result's going to be, and that's going to be difficult.
Yeah,
for
but
me.
you have a big brain, so you should figure it out. How do you feel about this guy's nipple was just out right behind you right here? This guy in the referee shirt.
The referee, yeah.
Yeah. How do you feel about
Not
it?
bad.
It's great. I think it's great to have this kind of passion that Florida State has this many fans here. I hope Georgia Tech has a lot too, and I'm glad to see the spirit in Ireland is what it is for college football.
Coach, do you feel bad for Ryan Day because if he loses a game, they're going to burn his house down and kick him out of Columbus, Ohio? Because, I mean, the other coaches we talk about, Urban Meyer, Jim Tressel, they've said, like, man, this is the best roster in the history of college football. Is that just unrealistic expectations for him?
And we talked this morning in the meeting. He's like 48-6 or something. Like his record is like something absolutely absurd. He loses a game. These Ohio fucks will literally try to run him out of town.
I mean,
With that hat on.
not me.
Look, I've lived this life for 17 years. For 15 years, we were expected to win every game. And so it's hard for me to take the position to put that kind of pressure and expectation on any coach, Ryan Day included, because you never know what's going to happen. You know if the quarterback's going to get hurt. You're going to know if you're going to lose the corners on defense. You can't cover anybody. So you have to be able to improvise and adjust and do the best you can. I personally think Ryan Day is a really good coach. I think he'll do a really good job with his roster. But I'm sure his team, regardless of what we all feel, has issues and problems that are going to have to get resolved. And if they get resolved in a positive way because of the players and all the coaches and Ryan Day's leadership, then maybe they get to where they want to go. But I'm a process-oriented guy. I keep saying that. So you keep thinking about what you have to do to get the result, not be a fan and say, if you don't get the result, we're going to fire you. That's hard for me to do because I have too much respect for coaches, what they do to build a program. You know, if he has the best roster, who got the roster there?
You know he's got.
Who's responsible to get him there? He got him there.
He got down.
All right, so that counts for something.
Yeah.
I mean,
Junkins up there.
How good is
Downs up there?
who's responsible for that? Somebody got him there. Mike got him there. So you got to. That means something. So the fans should appreciate the fact that they have one of the best teams in the country, and they do their part to be positive, to cheer the guy on in a positive way,
Yeah, that's
and
not
create
reality.
a lot of positive energy
That's
for the
not
players.
reality.
That would be awesome.
Ohio,
Coach.
Coach.
All right.
It's
You got to win by
Ohio.
50. You got to win every game by 50.
That ain't you.
Yeah, that's not reality.
Coach lived it his whole
That's
life.
not a
though.
reality. No, I don't think it's a reality, but it should be.
It would be. It would be awesome.
How good is Caleb Downs?
Yeah, there we go.
How good is Caleb Downs now at Ohio State from
And,
Alabama?
and before you give that answer, we'll say that everybody we know from Alabama said that guy was a gold jacket before he even started. Now he's at Ohio State, obviously, but he is like the guy, right? Isn't that kind of how everybody's talked about him? Yeah. Like a 40-year-old as an 18-year-old immediately.
Yeah. I mean,
your mic's off.
I don't know what you're asking, man.
Is Caleb Downs?
How good is
He answers his own question and then looks at me for an answer.
Well, yeah, if you agree with me, that's good. That's good. Yeah. I'm a genius. I'm a fucking genius. Whenever you think, though, about like Mac Brown told us one time that when he was at Texas, a win was a relief and a loss was devastating. So there was no happiness. There was never any happiness. For Ryan Day, it's the same thing, seemingly, at Ohio State right now. Because he wins. Nobody cares. It's about Michigan, and it's about whether or not you're going to get in. Did you get to that point? And at what point did you get to that point?
No, I think you eventually get to that point, but it's a lot more fun when you just get your players to go out and compete and play the best that they can play and enjoy the fact that they're doing that. Because when you get out of that mode, you put pressure on yourself, it creates anxiety, you make bad decisions, and that's not good. So you got to stay out of that world. I mean, to me as a coach.
Yeah.
And a player. Because, look, high achievement motivation is good. Low anxiety is good. So when we're doing things that create high anxiety, that's not going to help you win. And that's why I think these expectations that you're putting on Ohio State is not going to help them win. It's not going to help the players, and it's not going to help their coach.
You talked about it a lot. Texas, Oklahoma coming into the SEC. We got Oregon, Washington coming into the Big Ten. Oregon is expected to be able to just win the Big Ten. Texas potentially going to win the SEC. Whole new world for these people. What are their thoughts, you think, going in, the coaches?
Well, I think both those programs are, Dan Lanning's a really good coach. He's done
You like
a great
Dan?
job at Oregon.
37, right? 38 years old?
Yeah. Yeah, well, he was a GA for us.
Yeah, and then he told you to go to hell and he won for Georgia.
Yeah. And
I don't like that.
I actually wanted to hire him. My theory of having all these young guys on the staff and developing them was to get them a job at Memphis State and then be able to rehire them. Well, when all these guys started coaching, Kirby, Pruitt, Billy Napier, Mike Loxley, they all hire them before I could hire them.
That's unbelievable.
Kind of blew up on them.
Hey, hold on there. There was a quote from Jimmy Sexton or from you about Lane Kiffin. What was it?
I've never made a quote about Lane Kiffin, so it wasn't from me.
How was that? Because Ole Miss might go this year. This might be
Ole Miss is going to be good. Ole Miss is going to look like a big-time program up front, which has always been their issue. I mean, they lost to us in Georgia last year because they couldn't match up front. Skill-wise, quarterback-wise, they can match up with anybody. Now they've recruited some guys through the portal to shore up the offensive line. They got a better defensive line. They're going to look like an SEC team up front, which is going to make them very dangerous. And I'm telling you, Lane is one of the best play callers in the country. I mean, he did a great job for us when he was with us. And guy always knows what to call next. And he can take advantage of a defense as well as anybody.
Coach, you're going to know the facts on this better than I. But Alabama was in the news this week. Did they hire a GM or promote a GM to basically run the team as a GM in college? And do you think that more college football teams are going to have a GM type role now with the NIL and kind of building the team other than just the coach?
I think the GM is what you would refer to as a GM in the NFL. In other words, how do we bring players to the team? Like most of the time, if you were coaching in the NFL, you make a decision before you go in. I'm going to coach the players. I'm going to cut the players, but you're going to decide who we bring to the team. So these general managers are going to do that type of thing. How do you manage a squad? How do you bring players to the team? Their influence is going to be in recruiting. They're not going to influence the coaching on the field, the philosophy on offense, defense, or special teams. The coach is going to do that, like many NFL teams are. But you have to have alignment from top to bottom. When you start hiring general managers, if the owner, the general manager, and the coach is not in alignment, you got issues and problems because you're going to bring the wrong players of the team that don't fit the system and the scheme, and they're going to struggle, and you're going to pay the wrong guys, which can happen in college right now. You can pay the wrong guys, and then you're going to suffer for it because some player is going to outperform a player that's making money, and that's going to create problems in your locker room.
Coach, you mentioned Ole Miss now looks like a SEC team up front with the O-line, D-line. So when you talk about like Ohio State, Oregon, Michigan last year, is that something that they had that they haven't in the past, like having an SEC?
Michigan.
Yeah, Michigan especially with their front seven, obviously, offensive line and defensive line getting drafted. But is that kind of like the evolution of the Big Ten? Is that they're now matching like the SEC size that they have?
Well, I think the Big Ten has had those types of players up front. I think the difference beyond the top end of the Big Ten is the speed. The speed in the SEC, the speed in the ACC, the speed in Texas and Oklahoma is greater. Because I guess kids in the South just run year-round. I don't know.
Yeah, that's true.
But there's a lot more speed in the South, I can tell you that.
Well, not in Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's got more speed than everybody.
And West
I
Virginia.
understand what you're saying. In West Virginia. What's your problem? Why are you looking at me that way? I've had six Guinnesses.
He's recruited Pittsburgh guy Sinceri.
Yeah, he didn't recruit me, though, did he?
Well,
He's
yeah.
biased. This guy's biased.
I mean,
biased?
Look at yourself.
bit.
The speed on you, Coach. I mean, you know.
But my point is I do think that the best teams in the Big Ten have always been really good up front and match up. The best teams in the SEC are good up front and match up. The other teams have skill level, but sometimes can't match up front, and that becomes an issue when you play them in a game.
Hey, real quick, just because we know you have a lot of things scheduled, I would be remiss if I did not announce the fact that Miss Terry is here. And with that being said,
wow.
Hop, 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 hop. Yes. That's awesome. Just real quick, as somebody who's very married, the story of you. Hey! Nailed it. We're on the same page. Good work, boys. As somebody who is married, probably never going to be married.
No
but you
thanks.
get it. The story between you and Miss Terry is a beautiful thing. Everybody credits Miss Terry for being a badass. They're talking about like building a statue of Miss Terry. Can you talk about how awesome your wife is? Like legitimately, I don't know how many times you get an opportunity to do this, but your wife, by all accounts, is one of the coolest humans and best humans on earth.
No question. And she has been the love of my life and always made me better in everything that we do. And we're talking about 7th grade science camp is where we met. We went to different schools. So it's not just the 52 years that we've been married. It was quite a few years before that. And she can dance. I will say that. She can step through it. But that's one of the few things we could do when we grew up. You know, they took the fire trucks out of the fire department, put the record player in, had a dance on Friday night.
Yeah, that's
That was it, baby.
Awesome.
That was it.
Hey, Coach.
But we've been a great team. She's been a part of the team, great recruiter, and it's been awesome.
I know you don't drink, but hey, let's raise our glasses, please. The greatest of all time is joining College Game Day this year. I'm going to get a chance to see you every single week. You're a legend. We're very appreciative of you. Can't wait to see Miss Terry on the road. Hey, Slot John and Coach Saban. All right. Hop, 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 hop. That's all I got to say. I guess they start playing stuff. Ladies and gentlemen, can you make some noise for Coach Saban? Let's go back to the bar with the big redhead Seamus. Hey, Seamus! Seamus, can we get a toast, please, for what is happening here at J.R. Mahan's? Can we get a toast for the boys, please? Seamus.
I already made the greatest toast of all time, Paddy.
We need
You know what? Here's the thing, everybody. Does anyone know here that Paddy wants to trace his roots back to Cork?
All right.
Okay, hang on. So everybody, hang on. We need to do a vote, obviously, through our voice, through our vocal cords, right? For anyone who likes Cork, go yay.
Okay. All right.
For everyone who doesn't like Cork, go yay!
Yeah, to hell with all of you. Hey, here's to you. Here's to me. Ireland's great. Cheers, Sláinte. We shall be. Hey, we appreciate you, Sláinte.
Sláinte, man. I'm just keeping everybody hydrated here, at the bar. Is everybody hydrated?
So Cork's like Jersey, or?
Huh?
Sounds like it.
Cork's like
what's wrong with Cork,
New
Seamus?
Jersey, or?
There's a lot. Is there? How many things are wrong with Cork, guys?
All right, Seamus, we don't care. All right,
How come Seamus won't sing us a song of his motherland?
Yeah, Seamus, just give us a little song and dance. All right, so I have chugged a lot of beers here.
Yeah, that was a good run there with Saban.
It's not a chugging beer either.
Not exactly.
Yeah, it's a bad decision. Ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about Deshaun Watson. All right. Deshaun Watson, quarterback for the Cleveland. Hey, by the way, Saban's awesome.
He's the man. So is Mr.
Absolute weapon.
Hey, Coach Saban, we appreciate the hell out of
He
you.
was very open on every.
Seamus is talking.
This mic on, yeah? What's your name, fella?
Paddy.
This is Paddy here, right?
Paddy's the best.
I love you, Paddy.
Paddy has been serving drinks to these guys all single night. This man is an unsung hero. Can we get a big cheers for Paddy over here? Paddy, you're a legend.
Hey, Seamus, how you used to hang out at this bar, obviously. You're born and raised in actual Dublin, not like bullshit, right? Not bullshit?
No, I'm from Cabra. Cabra, man.
Boo.
North side of Dublin. Who's booing that? Who's booing that?
You know,
Who did
that was
Who
Connor.
did that? Who did that?
Who's doing that,
Who
Seamus?
did that?
Connor, you don't even know what you're talking about, man.
I'm just throwing some stuff in.
You're just from the other side. You're just a hater for no reason.
Yeah,
Connor.
exactly. That's why they booed me.
Hey, Connor.
Hey, by the way, Connor, you're a plastic Paddy. You know what I'm saying?
Oh!
Wait a minute.
That's not cool.
What exactly does that
Can't
mean?
say that on
I
TV.
don't know. I'm
Can't say that.
But I do know that if you say a couple sounds real quick, hop, 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 hop.
Yeah, Seamus did security for U2 and Bono.
Hey, son.
Oh!
All right. This is great.
Hell yeah.
That's real love.
All right.
All right. It's going still.
Trying to let him finish.
Can you give them a mic? No, the music, you fucking.
Yeah!
All right.
Get the taps in.
I'll tell you what, getting pretty boozed up pretty quick here in Dublin. I've chugged a lot of beers. I've chugged a lot of
Been
beers.
impressed.
Good
to
news,
watch.
we got an hour left.
How about this crew right here?
Got the
Yeah,
nipple.
they're getting it.
This crew is standing by. I mean, if we get a camera on the
Wow.
back shot here, Foxy, if we could please get a camera on the camera. I don't know if we can get out of their way. Yeah, I don't know if we can get them. Look at this crew. Yeah, look at this crew.
There we go. Look at the security guy, though. He's not messing around.
Been like that the whole time.
Far right.
Oh. That's all right, Florida State.
Showed up strong.
Florida State's missing.
I have seen a lot more Florida State fans so far, at least.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how many Georgia Tech has as like alumni. Yeah. You know, like as a whole.
They are smaller.
It's a really good school, though.
Because a lot of us would assume, like, oh, Notre Dame plays in the game in Ireland.
Every year.
Right?
I
But
thought
that is
so.
not the case.
No.
There's been 8 games, I think, over here last year. Northwestern did their thing or whatever the case is. Notre Dame's been a part of them. The Fighting Irish are obviously beloved here, but Notre Dame's not playing. Florida State fans and contingency made the trip not that far. Took us 6.5 hours to get here. Whole new world, but this entire city is shut down for this thing, Ty.
Yeah, without a doubt. And, I mean, I did see Calvin Johnson was over here, you know, on like Tuesday or something playing golf. I don't know if he's actually staying for the game. He might have been just watching the women's British Open. But, you know, I mean, of all the people that we have seen, I mean, around our hotel, there's been a couple Georgia Tech fans. But, yeah, Florida State, I mean, they came to play. They have national championship aspirations.
So you would think it's a home game for Florida State, but Georgia Tech has an Irish kicker.
Yeah.
Correct.
So look out.
So look out.
Cal O'Callahan.
The
All
luck is on their side.
Deshaun Watson's arm sore.
Yeah.
General soreness.
Again.
So last year, Deshaun Watson played. He didn't play. He played. He didn't play. Joe Flacco took them to the playoffs, won a game, and kept it moving. Yet again, we got some arm problems for Deshaun Watson. Obviously, he signs a 5-year, $230 million, fully guaranteed deal. Shout out to David Mulligetta.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, Dave.
AJ, how do you feel about the entire Deshaun Watson saga? Like, the arm soreness is going to happen, or is this him saying, I got $230 million guaranteed. I got to survive for 5 years. Who gives a shit about how I play football?
No, I think he definitely cares how he plays because he feels that he knows the contract he got. But when this popped up, I forgot how serious his shoulder surgery was. Remember, didn't he like crack off a whole
against
chunk of
it was
his
against the
shoulder
Colts.
blade, and he had to get that thing reattached by Elytrage. Isn't that A-Rod's guy?
Yeah.
The Achilles factory over there. So yeah, like I think this is a big deal. Honestly, I hope he can figure it out.
I'm
though,
kind of
'cause
confused.
Cleveland needs him.
I'm confused that they brought in not that Jameis isn't a great quarterback, but Flacco literally led them to the playoffs last year. Why not keep Flacco? Maybe they think
It is
Jameis
kind of weird
better.
though, isn't it? If Deshaun has 1-3 and out, they're calling for Flacco.
Okay, so what happened last night? Kirk Herbstreit, I didn't get a chance to see the
Yeah.
game because we were on a plane to the beautiful city of Dublin, Ireland.
Hell yeah.
It's far. I mean, it's far. We were on a plane for a long time. But we couldn't watch the entire game. Saw clips via Twitter whenever we were flying over land and got Wi-Fi.
Sure.
That was kind of intermittent. But Herbstreit said something about Joe Flacco being a quarterback for the Colts and everybody was upside down.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, but I think, you know, like you've mentioned it a couple times with Anthony Richardson. Like, no one's really talking about it because, yes, he did play in 4 games last year, but, like, this is still pretty much his rookie year. So, I mean, you know, obviously you're going to have those kind of up and down moments. So we'll see. I mean, obviously everyone talks about, hey, he's got the big laser rocket arm. He's super explosive and athletic. So, we'll see. He didn't look great.
We shall see. We'll talk about it in the next hour. Hup, 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 hup. We're back from this shit show in a pub in Dublin, Ireland called JR Mahan. There's a lot of lads here. Hour 2 should be fantastic. We're talking to Coach Dara, who's an Irish coach, talking about the spread of American football here in Ireland. We can't take it enough. We'll see you in the next hour. Cheers.
Oh, we can sense it, can't we? Football season is right around the corner. I've had one of the luckiest runs in the history of mankind. I was allowed to be a part of the multi-time Emmy Award-winning institution that is College Game Day.
Let a naysayer know.
That is not what I thought.
Professional's right in the middle of his league. That's all right. I just keep going.
You almost lost me. When my contract came up, after living a dream alongside that crew that is just as talented off camera as they are on camera,
What the hell is that? That's a step bomber right there.
I thought long and hard. Am I the right person to be doing this incredible gig? There are millions of people that would love to be sitting in my seat. Am I the right guy for it? Is this what I want to do?
Hit a kid, Alex! No! Good! Somebody kill the kid! And no! Good! Good effort! The worst kick we have ever seen!
And the only thing that I kept coming back to is, hell fucking yeah.
Give me Alabama to break.
I'm lucky, I'm honored, I'm humbled, I'm grateful, and I'm back.
Give me a hell yeah! It's what's coming down the track. It's the mean machine in the red and black. Ain't nothing finer in the land than a drunk, obnoxious Georgia fan. Go dogs, go dogs. Go dogs, sick 'em. Give me Alabama to break.
The following program is a collection of stooges talking about happenings in the sports world. It is meant to be comedic informative. The opinions expressed on this show do not necessarily reflect the beliefs of their peers, their boss, or ESPN. There may be some cuss words because that's how humans in the real world talk. If you are young, please seek permission before watching any further.
Hey, what? Let's go.
This show stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for.
McAfee on the line with a gorgeous assist.
The all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers.
You pig!
Damn it! Be a friend, tell a friend something nice could change their life. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Dublin, Ireland. We are, and we're back. Hour 2 here in Dublin, Ireland, as this remarkable Feel Good Friday continues. Somebody put something on my chest here while I was going to the bathroom. Hump, 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 hump. It is a bit of a runaway here in Ireland, as you could have expected. It is happy hour in Ireland on a Friday in Dublin, and when I say that these people have been so incredibly hospitable, I truly mean it. Beers have come very quickly. Shots have come very quickly.
Yeah.
I drank Seamus to fucking bed last night on the plane, and this has just been a magical, magical time kicking off college football season. To my left is college football national champion, Super Bowl champion, A.J. Hawk, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, boy, Hawk.
There's one half of the Hammer Dahn podcast, Tone Diggs, and then talks the tables at the end at Boston Connor, at Ty Schmidt. Con man, being back in Ireland is certainly something.
Yeah, you can just really feel it. As soon as we stepped off the plane, it was one of those things where you smelled the air, you felt the land, and it was just different. Boy, oh boy, I'm going to be honest with you, I got to piss so bad. But hey, that's one of the parts of Ireland that feels like you're kind of earning your stripes. But Ty mentioned it. When we bought our hats, when we got these beautiful, beautiful pieces of art on our heads, it really did feel as though we all transformed into true Irishmen, and being in this pub is an absolute honor.
To be clear, this pub was only supposed to have like 20 people on this particular floor.
Sure.
It has become a few hundred, Ty.
Yeah.
Tonight's going to be a little bit of a runaway, I think. I think tonight's going to be a little bit of a runaway.
I think so. I mean, you mentioned it. You know, we have a show to do, but once you suck down those first 2 beers in about 45 seconds, I said, well, I'm saying the initial 2 in about 45 seconds, followed by a third and a fourth and a fifth, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you know, but hey, when in Ireland, you know, what are you going to do?
Yeah, legitimately, Ireland, I think, is known for everybody just hammering beers, and how could you not? Especially whenever we have a bartender who's a WWE icon. Ladies and gentlemen, a man who flew on the plane with us last night.
Seamus also doesn't have ears in.
I don't think they can hear our show, but the issue with that is we turn that up, then the microphones don't fucking work. So, hey, real quick. Puka Mahomes, dude.
Yeah, Pog Mahomes.
Pog Mahomes, dude. Behind the bar. But behind the bar. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome WWE Hall of Famer, Sheamus! Hey, Sheamus, hour 2 here, obviously. Sheamus is back in his hometown. Sheamus, I've had 6 beers in the first hour and a few before that. Obviously, put you to sleep last night. That's kind of how it goes whenever you're drinking with me.
You should be champion. You should be champion. You should be champion. You should be champion.
Whoa!
Not a Gunther fan.
Respect
I'll tell you what, Paddy, you know what I mean? Like, I'll let you have that drunk me under the table thing since you gave me a free plane ride over to the greatest city in the world.
Sheamus, you know what the deal is. If we could get another hop, 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 hop. Hey! Cheers!
Good delete.
Not a baby party.
Good work.
And that is coffee. That's not actual beer.
Correct.
For those watching back in America, they've been feeding us espresso, and that Trod Bond is amazing.
Top notch.
Top bins.
AJ, you were there. I put Sheamus to sleep last night. Do you think that's one of the biggest upsets in the history of drinking? Honestly.
I guess I didn't know that. I didn't know in the moment what was happening, but yeah, looking back now, it was probably the largest, and especially with Sheamus, his passion for pouring Guinness and what he does, and then the fact that he came on to the plane and all of a sudden you just shut him down. Yeah, he's probably feeling a little bit right now, but tonight I think he wants redemption.
So here's the thing about wrestlers, right? I've been very lucky to be a part of the WWE community.
Sure. NXT legend.
Big part, yeah.
I've been a fan my whole life.
Yep. WrestleMania.
I view myself as a human that's supposed to be in the wrestling world. Okay, that's how I view myself.
Hell yeah.
The wrestlers, the way they drink and the way they view everybody else is certainly something. So that was my first time drinking with Sheamus.
Oh, okay. You only get one first impression.
Bingo. And what happened?
So you're going to hold
Dominated.
50 years.
Dominated.
Just tell me what happened.
Drag him under the table.
Yeah.
Tell me what happened.
You put him to sleep.
He's from Ireland.
You
okay?
tucked him into bed.
He's a professional wrestler. Okay, I'm just dumb football guy from America, and we were hammering extra stats at 4 a.m.
Yep.
And who couldn't keep up? Now, AJ, I will say, and this little inside baseball. So when you're flying international, if you've ever seen Locked Up Abroad, you cannot land into different countries with edibles or weed or anything like that.
Of course.
AJ, as a friend of mine, brought a bunch of edibles, a lot of milligrams. Pilots tell us, hey, listen, let's make sure there's none of that on the plane because when we get there, it's going to get checked. AJ, you and I both had about 100 milligrams last night. Is that an accurate?
Probably a little more, but yeah, we were efficient though. We knew we were safe. We wanted to land
with
follow
nothing.
the rule, follow the law.
This is very similar to the trip for me for London back to Indianapolis.
Sure.
When I had 13 edibles and we lost the game, so nobody was in a spirited mood to eat those. So I had to house all of them. Last night was a very similar situation because the pilots told us we needed to make sure that that was not happening. AJ and I were on about 100 milligrams each.
What?
Seamus and I were housing these things, and I would like to let everybody know at home, and this is not going to sound good here. America fucking won. You just need to know.
Boom.
You need to know that America won last night. I represent it. Okay, I want to hop, 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 hop. All right, let's talk about some football.
Hell yeah.
Let's talk about it.
Tone Diggs, there's 4 games this weekend for college football. What do we need to look at?
Yeah, the one that matters is the one that's here in Dublin, Ireland, between Georgia Tech and Florida State. Florida State is favored by 10 points, but this will be the only one that matters come the end of the season. No disrespect to Hawaii or Nevada or the Lobos or
Right.
Montana State. But Florida State went undefeated last year, Pat, and they're 10-point favorites against a Georgia Tech team that is very dangerous because they can score points, and Florida State does. 10 guys went to the draft last year, so they have a ton of people that they need to, get acclimated to this new Mike Norvell offense. But I think it's going to be an incredible game tomorrow. The stadium looks unbelievable, but that's the one game tomorrow before week 0, before we go to week 1, that really matters.
10-point favorites. You feel like they're going to cover or no?
I like Georgia Tech.
Really?
They might win.
Hey.
I would not be shocked if Georgia Tech wins.
If you go back. The guy in the white hat right there in the front right, his name's Matt. He tried to take down all of our cameras before we started because he was so drunk. Right there to the right.
Son of a bitch.
That guy right there. That guy right there. That guy right there. He was so drunk. That guy.
Why'd you do that?
Right there.
There
What
he
happened?
is.
And then right in front of him is Robert Mahan. He's the guy that owns this place.
Legend. Robbie.
Robbie's got bars in New York and Ireland and Dublin.
Jeez.
He's Rob.
Drinks on Rob. Well done, lad.
Okay, all right, Rob, you're gonna mess up your hair. I will
Great
say,
hair, too.
Rob was the reason that this has even happened. He sent us an email and was like, would love to set up a show at our bar in Dublin. Now, what did that mean? Well, that meant Zito was going to have to create a production. That means we're going to have to work with people from Ireland for the cameras and for the microphones. We're going to have to work with the trad band. Hop, 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 hop. Anyways,
You could have a second job as a composer. Mozart, maybe?
what is wrong with these people?
They're Irish.
They'll never be satisfied. You just got to keep doing it.
I've had 7 beers. Let's talk a little bit about sports. Huh? Ladies and gentlemen, join us now, former quarterback of the Florida State Seminoles, Jordan Travis. All right. Jordan, I don't know if you know this, a lot of Florida State support here in Dublin, Ireland. How do you feel about how the weekend's going to go, and what are your thoughts on the Florida State faithful here?
Yeah, man. I'm ready. I can't wait. I mean, I've been counting down this day to watch the Noles go out there and ball. I mean, Coach Norvell and that coaching staff so amazing, man. He's always going to put them in a position to succeed, so I just can't wait to watch him.
Jordan, I don't know if you can feel this. There's a ton of Florida State fans where we are here in this pub in Ireland. Do you feel that when you guys go have away games wherever you're playing? Did you feel the love that you guys have? And obviously, I feel like it's continuing to grow, too, day by day.
Yeah. Our fans are the best, man. They really are. I mean, they are tough on Twitter to a lot of other people. I see it all the time, but I love it, man. It's just such a blessing to play at Florida State and to have played at Florida State. I mean, those people support you through all the ups and downs, so it's a blessing for sure.
Jordan, have you talked to DJ Uiagalelei at all? And how do you think he'll fare going into Mike Norvell's offense, obviously being an established guy himself?
Yeah, I actually just texted DJ probably about freaking 20 minutes ago, which is crazy. I talked to him a little bit, man. I'm so excited to see him just go out there and ball, man. I mean, he's had a narrative that, I mean, I've had before, and I can't wait to watch him just go out there and just do what he does. I told him just to be himself. The guys on the team love him and talk about him all the time to me. So he's a special person. I love supporting people that are just good people.
Jordan, how is your recovery going? Obviously, the devastating injury last year that affected Florida State as a whole. But more importantly, how are you going in your recovery, and how's the NFL career starting?
It's good, man. I'm just taking it day by day. Once again, God doesn't give you anything that you can't handle. So, I mean, it's just another day. I got to wake up this morning and go out there and run a little bit and just move around. So I'm blessed, man. I'm living out my dream. I'm just trying to get better and just take as much knowledge as I can every single day, because obviously I'm getting a lot with Aaron and Tyrod. So, I mean, it's definitely a blessing, man. To wake up and just go out and grind.
Jordan, with Aaron and Tyrod, how much do you feel like you learn on the day-to-day with them? And then how much is just watching them do their thing and kind of learning, like, okay, this is how a pro acts, this is how I'm supposed to be? And also, congratulations on the Giants practice, because it looked as though you guys laughed them off the field the other day with Sauce Gardner coming on and waving everybody goodbye.
Yes, sir. It's so cool. I mean, I walk in the meeting room and I see Tyrod and Aaron. I'm just kind of starstruck still, man. But I mean, it really hasn't hit me like I'm here. I'm working with these guys. I'm learning from them. But yeah, watching how they carry themselves and how everyone respects them so much in the locker room is one of the biggest things with me. Just seeing how they just go out to work every single day, how they take care of their body, prehab, so they don't have to do rehab. So, I mean, it's so cool to see that. And Tyrod and Aaron are very different people. You got Tyrod that's kind of quiet, similar to me. And Aaron, just the guy that makes jokes all the time and just keeps the energy light. So it's always a blessing for sure, man.
That quarterback room, Jordan, obviously, what's it like when you walk in there and you get to talk to Aaron and you get to listen to him talk through practice, what he was thinking here when he makes this throw, that throw? I don't know off the field exactly if he's all of his extracurricular activities have reached over into what you want to do. Maybe he's trying to talk you into going and hanging out in the off season. I'm sure you get to that later. But what's it like watching practice and game film with him?
Yeah, I mean, it's so crazy. I mean, he's literally like a coach just out on the field. It's honestly, it's so amazing to watch, and it gives you so much motivation on, every single day. I want to learn the blocking schemes and what the defense is doing, the little tendencies with the hand down and the backers at different levels. So just hearing all the things that he knows and all the things that run through his head before plays is so interesting to me. But yeah, it just motivates me and pushes me to get better and just keep learning. I mean, that's why I just have an open mind and just take as much knowledge as I can from him.
Jordan, there's a lot of Florida State fans here in Ireland. What should we be expecting from the Florida State faithful for this first game of the season against Georgia Tech, you think?
Yeah, I mean, a big win. Obviously, I mean, we're Florida State at the end of the day. No matter what anyone has to say on the outside, it's Florida State University. Such an amazing university, best fans, at the end of the day, we have the best coaching staff in the nation, and then there's no doubt in my mind. I talk about it with everybody. So I just expect a big win. Defense coming up big, and I mean, holding to 0, 3 points, whatever it has to be, and obviously the offense scoring a lot.
This fan base is insane. 25, 30,000 they're saying coming over here all the way to Dublin.
I mean, they are special. They are special. I mean, they reach out to me all the time, and yeah, they're the best, man.
We appreciate you taking time. What are you up to today? Where are we at? Where are we headed?
I literally just got done with practice and rehab, so I'm headed back home, and then be at the hotel tonight, getting ready for the game tomorrow.
Are you playing or what?
I'm not yet, man. I wish.
All right. Well, Godspeed on the recovery, and I think I speak for everybody here. Thank you for everything you did in college ball. You were electrifying, Jordan, legitimately.
I appreciate you, man. Thank you for having me.
Hey. Ladies and gentlemen, Jordan Travis.
Hey, Jordan. Seamus is holding up the mic over there. I don't know what he...
I just want to let everybody know I almost puked just a few moments ago. Seamus, I put you to bed last night, but it feels like right now I'm in a bad spot. What is going on over there?
No, mate, you know what I mean? Last night, I let you win, you know what I mean? It was a strategic move, but tonight, I am the outright winner of this whole game of drink, as they say back home.
He doesn't even know his name. We know that.
Yeah, that's true.
You call him Walter?
Big Walt. Yeah.
Wally, I call him Wally a few times. Listen, guys, everyone here at the bar, look, you know, I have to do this. It's kind of like my ma called me today, and she's going to make me do this. Since I'm doing free labor here, you know what I mean?
Free labor. He got just real quick. Free labor means a free private plane all the way to Dublin, Ireland.
Pretty baller.
Yeah.
Very baller.
Just so we know. Just so we all know.
Filet, too.
Guys, this is why I never want to leave when I come back home, you know what I mean? So my ma is a Clare woman, okay? And
Your mom sucks, dude. That's what they all said. They said your mom sucks. I don't like it. Hey, you guys are rude for saying his mom sucks. I don't like that. Jameis's mom is a good lady.
Fit Finley wouldn't do that.
No, Finley Finley would never do that. Fit Finley would never have to deal with that, ever.
all I'm saying is she's from Clare, not Cork, you know what I mean?
I get it.
So, for my ma, you know, to keep the family sacred and keep the ma, you got to keep the ma and the dad happy. Am I right?
Well said.
Perfect.
Amen.
So, for me, ma, can we all do just a favor? I might eat you up inside. I might be like, wake up tomorrow morning. Did I really say that? You know, Pat McAfee Show. On 1 and 3, can we just say up the banner for me, ma? Can we? This is a personal ask for me.
Oh my God, shame.
Who said that?
What is this?
Hang on. Who's saying boo? Listen, I've been serving you drinks all night for free.
Beat his ass, Seamus. Okay. Kick his ass.
Get us all night.
Kick his ass. Kick his ass.
Kick his ass. Kick his ass. Kick his ass. Kick his ass.
A Galway man, no less. Please, just for me, this once, whatever. I'll buy you points for life. On 3, can we just say up the banner? 1, 2, 3, up the banner!
Hey, cheers, everybody. There's some people that are already puking out here.
Listen, man, the last thing, Paddy. Last thing, guys. Can we give a shout out to the bar staff here who have been working tirelessly the whole night? Can we? Where's the camera? There's the camera there. Come here.
Seamus, stow the camera.
Where is the camera? Where's the camera?
It's a bit of a runaway right now.
Tell everybody who you are there, mate, and how hard you've been working.
We're having a great night here. Thanks for everyone to coming out today, and hope everyone enjoys the match.
What's your name?
Irail.
Give it up for Irail!
That's not a real name.
What?
That's not a real name.
How do you spell that?
Seamus, that's not a real name.
And what about this ginger fella, right? Who's seen more years than I have. Look at those greys in that beard. Tell everybody what your name is.
I've seen some things.
What's your name, fella?
Connor, and we're glad for the help. We were short-staffed tonight. Thanks very much.
Give it up for Connor!
Connor! That's a good name.
And last but not least, the most handsome man this bar has ever seen. What's your name, fella?
I'm Joe. Joe.
Joe, give it up for Joe!
Hey, Joe. Yeah, Joe! Love you, Joe!
And
back to you, Paddy.
And ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up to the man that got put to sleep last night, Seamus!
Banger!
All right. I'm not sure Seamus has drank any beer since getting here, and a lot of Florida State fans.
After banger!
Yeah, maybe Seamus will drink once. Just one time. Maybe Seamus will actually drink. That's what we're all kind of worried about. Ladies and gentlemen, Seamus has been in WWE for 15 years. He's been representing Dublin for 15 years. Last night on the plane, he was housing Guinnesses. Not as many as me, but he was certainly housing Guinnesses. And all the boys want to see you do is chug a beer, right? Ain't that?
Yeah.
Hey. Hop, 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 hop. I've already puked in my mouth. Yeah. I think this should become a tradition. Sure.
Amen. Agreed.
Yeah, brother.
Agreed.
As somebody who has potentially had about too many beers this evening, I think it should become a tradition that people in America should see how awesome the Irish people are.
Yeah.
This is Friday happy hour time, and obviously everybody's worked their ass off and they're enjoying this. But the fact that we got the Florida State Georgia Tech game this weekend is a massive ordeal. This city is a great host. More shit should come here. And if we're going to continue to do this, I think it's the right thing, Ty Schmidt.
Yeah, without a doubt. I mean, we've only been here for 18 hours or so. Feels like we're at home
Not
already.
even, like 10 hours.
Not even 10 hours. But yeah, when you're here, it's tough not to have a good time. Obviously, a runaway is going to happen. It's kind of already in progress. And then the game itself is kind of just like the cherry on top of the entire weekend.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jelly Roll, friend of the program, was meeting up with the Tennessee Titans, giving them a speech. Jelly Roll, who's one of the greatest humans of all time, because of every mistake that he made whenever he was growing up, has led him to who he is now. So he's obviously a story of American dream, making mistakes, bouncing back. Now he's talking to the Titans. Ladies and gentlemen, here's the video.
I got somebody here today that might know a thing or two about singing. I'd like you guys to welcome a friend of mine here, Mr. Jelly Roll.
Grab that guitar, let's sing something first. What do you say, you want to hear Save Me? Yes, sir. Come sing it with me then, big dog. All of his drinking, his smoking, his hopeless, but feel like it's all that I need. Something inside of me's broken. I hold on to anything that sets me free. I'm a lost cause. There we go. Baby, don't waste your time on me. I'm so damaged beyond repair. Life is shattered, my hopes and my dreams. There we go, give it to me. I'm a lost cause. I'm so damaged beyond repair. Life is shattered, my hopes and my dreams. Yeah, baby. Y'all f***ed up. Everything I hoped it would be. My name is Jason Jelly Roll D. Ford. I grew up in Antioch, Tennessee. It's kind of right south of Nashville. I was born here my whole life. When the Titans came here in the late 90s, my father took me down to Memphis because that's where the first season was, and we watched the opening game. I think it was against the Oakland Raiders, and it was 140 degrees. It was miserable. I was still fat then, so it sucked really bad. And I'll never forget it because it was something for this city. At this time, this city was smaller than Columbus, Ohio. So as a point of perspective, this was a really small town. So for us to have something, so this was a really, really big deal for the locals. And it was such a big deal, it was kind of like CMA Fest. All my family that were bartenders, if y'all couldn't tell, I grew up with the opposite of something. I think a lot of y'all relate to that. You know what the opposite of something is, don't you? Right? But all of our family were bartenders. So as soon as the Titans came, boy, we knew that Sunday was a money day. And I want y'all to think about that too when y'all go on that field Sunday, that y'all's impact is bigger than just on the field. It's happening all around this city. That the vibrations of this are touching people everywhere. That your impact in the city is bigger than just the 65,000 people that come to watch y'all every single week. There are people that are counting on this organization to continue to thrive because it's feeding us. It's feeding this town. I've been coming here ever since my father brought me. We had PSLs in the upper 300 sections the first season it came here. I watched the Music City Miracle from the Juvenile right across the street out the cell window. Never forget, I was cheering and nobody knew why. I had the only cell that could see the Jumbotron. Me and my cellmate, Josh Carter. And we were talking about it then because I remember at the time, he said, "You think you'll ever go to a football game?" I said, "I think they just offered me 40 years. I don't think I'll ever get to see one." God knows I did, though, because later I got to walk in there with my daughter for the first time, just like my father walked in that same stadium with me. And I don't have a bunch of inspiring. I'm not a football guy. I don't know how to scream at y'all and make y'all fired up, but I can tell you that your purpose is so much bigger than on that field. That is just a vessel that God is using to build your platform, and that every little thing you're doing from the front row right here in Will and the OGs of this team all the way to the back and the new coaches is affecting this city. And a lot of people overlook this town because so many people come to this town to get famous that they forget that there's a lot of us that grew up in this town making sure that people could come to this town and get famous. A lot of this town was built off the backs of real hardworking people like myself. Now, luckily, I'm one of the people that turned around for me and it worked out. The short end of my story was I did everything I could to throw it away. I tried as hard as I could. My life completely off. In and out of prison, been shot, stabbed. I could tell you a story that'll make a toilet tissue cry. But I'd rather tell you a story about how I'm finna do a 56 arena tour starting on Friday. I know most of y'all don't know who I am, but I grew up here, and I'm a tried and true Titan fan. I'm one of the guys that I believe in this organization. I believe in what Callahan's doing. I believe in the changes happening around this office. I'm standing behind Rand. I believe in the faces of this company. And I'm also glad to see guys like Big Jeff Simmons and some of these OGs show the way too. And I'm gonna tell y'all something else about how much of a Titan fan I am. Every arena in every city, they give me a football jersey, and I never wear them. I never wear them. I'm not doing it. I'm a Titan guy, tried and true. And I love y'all, man. And I also want to encourage y'all to reach out to the city. That Juvenile that's right there next to y'all stadium, we run a program. D-Hop's been trying to come through forever. I would love to host a few of y'all to come and talk to the kids and spread a little love, man. It would mean a lot to the city personally. Those kids need it, man. The Tennessee Titans Stadium and the Juvenile have been connected the entire time the Titans Stadium's been here, and I want to be the first guy that actually brings them together. with Coach Callahan's help if that's possible. But I love y'all. I ain't gonna talk your off. I know y'all been out there in that sun all day. I love y'all. Thanks for listening, man. I'm coming to a game, and I hope one of y'all come to a show.
How you doing, bro? Straight. Yes, sir. Coach got baby.
Give it up one more time for Jelly Roll, man.
I think that's a beautiful thing. You know, anytime Jelly Roll is able to spread his story and chit-chat with people, they really feel it, you know? Don't you think that is the case? Like the Tennessee Titans players can feel that from
Jelly Roll is the most authentic guy ever, it feels like. He even said, I don't want to sit up here and scream and yell and give you all football cliches, but you're making a difference. It was cool. I mean, every time Jelly Roll speaks, I feel like that dude's a star, and he's only getting bigger and bigger.
Yeah, I mean, having the perspective of going to jail for 40 years and being like, hey, I'm never going to be able to see one of these games, and then in the end, you know, he's talking in a team meeting. It's pretty awesome.
I love Jelly Roll. Obviously, he's a good friend of mine. I've got a chance to smoke some weed with Jelly Roll, and obviously share some text messages. Seamus has been asking to talk because he's Nashville Tennessee Titan fan as well, so I assume he appreciates everything Jelly Roll's saying.
Absolutely, man. Jelly Roll, one of the soundest people you ever meet in your life. World-class fella. But I just want to do this, right? So I've lived in America for 17 years, and I never really found an NFL team until the Titans. And, you know, since I'm working for free, and I've, you know, paid my due on the plane, I want to give a shout out to a lad who works for the Titans, Nate Bain. I want to give a shout out to Nate Bain. He was the one who did the draft videos for the Titans. Remember that you were putting over? So Nate Bain.
Schedule video,
I apologize.
Yeah, Seamus.
Yeah, I'm not as sharp as you, Paddy.
Last night on the flight, you remember that? Oh yeah. He was like, "Oh, Nate Bain's the guy. He gave the video. Nate Bain. The Tennessee Titans are the real deal. We know that. The AFC South.
But can you just raise your glasses to Nate Bain, please?
Hey, here's the Seamus and Nate Bain.
There you go. To Nate Bain, everybody.
Hell
yeah.
Feel the pain. I almost vomited a few minutes ago. Obviously, that's how TV is going to go. And I can't thank Jelly Roll enough, who we are friends of.
Love Jelly Roll. I mean, we were listening to his album the whole way over. I mean, Losers with Post Malone is one of the best songs I've ever heard.
Losers is the best song from the Post Malone album.
For sure, like without a doubt. Could you imagine, and granted it might be out now, the music video.
Real quick. Last callers, last chancers, 9-to-5ers, truckers, dancers. I mean, it is an absolute
banger.
I mean, love Jelly Roll.
That whole album top to bottom. We talked about it, but
God.
Are you guys chugging beers? I almost puked a little bit ago.
Yeah, I just chugged mine. I thought we were on that last toast.
Hey, here's to you, here's to me, here's the island. Living free, baby.
Hell yeah.
Like, for those that are watching back in America, we got a 5-hour difference. So our show kicked off at literally happy hour starting on Friday night. And if you know anything about the Irish people, they drink.
What are we supposed to do here, you know? What, are we supposed to not come to Ireland and enjoy it?
I don't know how to say this, but like these dudes have been blacked out for 4 hours.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Just ripping ciggies.
Boys, this guy's calling me Diamond. This guy might be a part of Rockefeller.
Hey, what's he doing?
He might be a part of Rockefeller. I don't know. Hey, buddy, here's half your problem. All right, here's half your problem, buddy. Let's bring in the other half. That is what you got.
Bang.
Like that guy's part of Rockefeller. We've been having a blast, and we should not be on TV right now. But what I do know is we need to get somebody from Dublin who knows football in the conversation. Ladies and gentlemen, the champion of American football over here in Ireland, the coach of UCD. Ladies and gentlemen, Coach Dahn. Coach Dahn, how you doing? Thank you. There's the trophy. All right, sweet. See, it's very heavy, very heavy.
Bit of a claret jug almost.
That'd be your microphone right there. Okay, so your name's Coach Dara?
That's correct, Dara Farrell with UCD, that's it.
Okay, so UCD is what?
UCD is University College Dublin. We play in the AFI, which is the Premier League of the Irish American Football League.
Okay, so how much American football is happening here in Ireland?
Quite a bit. I mean, it started in 1984 when American football was broadcast on Channel 4. And then it went kind of took a bit of lull, and they came back again when Sky Sports started putting it on in about 2001, 2002, and it's been on a steady increase since then. So it's really, really active.
How many teams are in the professional league?
So in our current league, there's 8 teams in the first division, there's about 10 teams in the second division, and there's about 50 teams in flag. I play flag.
You guys won the first division.
So we won the national championship. Yeah, we won the
Top
national
dogs.
championship. Yes, go. Let's go you. Let's go you. Let's go you.
UCD.
UCD. UCD. UCD. UCD.
UCD. Okay, so how did it start here in Ireland?
Say again?
American football. How did it start here?
So it started in basically with a lot of Marines that came over to play, and they were working in. Yeah.
Shout out to America.
Yeah, shout out to America and the U.S. Marines. They started they started integrating into some teams. They played from the American Embassy. Sorry, they played in the American Embassy, and they sort of integrated in. They started to coach up some local guys, and that's kind of how it went from there. So it really started to grow from there, and it was great.
How do you think you guys, have you ever thought about what a game might look like if you played one of these big time programs from the U.S.?
We played
like Georgia Tech.
No, that would not go well.
You don't think?
No, that wouldn't go well. I mean, we got some guys that can play, but not at that level. You know, we played some Division 3 teams, and it went about as well as expected.
Okay.
You know, yeah.
I mean, you got some bling on you there.
Yeah, we got the ring, the championship ring. Can
No
you see
big
it?
deal.
That's the championship
Yeah.
ring.
Get you
That's
one of
our-
these, son.
That's 2002. We got our other ones on order. They went out today, so it's all coming together. It's all
Love
coming
that.
together, yeah.
You mentioned flag football.
Yeah.
Are you guys pumped for the 2028? Is that something you guys look forward to?
Yeah,
with
it's
the
going to be
Olympics?
awesome. It's going to be awesome. We got a couple of guys on our team that are hopefully going to make the squad, so it's exciting. I want to see though is who's going to play. Any NFL guys going to go? It might not end too well for everybody else.
Okay, so Coach, let me talk to you about Charlie Smith.
Yeah.
He's going to make the team for the New Orleans Saints.
You think?
I think so, personally.
Yeah.
Kixie Made's groupie wasn't great last year.
No.
Kixie's made how he's proven himself. He hit a 65-yarder. Like, obviously, he's able to go deep. Ireland, how much is the buy-in to American football?
It's getting big. It's getting big. I mean, the likes of Charlie and shout out to Tyg Leader as well. He's doing great work there, getting these guys in, bringing them through. You know, and I mean, look, we can kick the hell out of balls. You know, we absolutely can.
Yeah, not as much as American players.
I don't know. I think we're coming. I think the Irish
not
are
as
coming,
much
you
as
know?
American.
Well, we hope so. We hope so. But as Connor said, we're not here to take part. We're here to take over.
All right,
Yes,
I get
sir.
it.
You know.
When did American football become a conversation here? Because kicking balls, like in Australia, it's Aussie rules football. In Ireland, it's either rugby or it's
Gaelic football
Gaelic
and hurling.
football.
Yeah, so it's the same thing.
When did the dream of like NFL football, we could potentially become that happen? Very recently, or
Yeah, like I would say the last 5-10 years, you know, really like, and I think there was a guy in the 60s or 70s that played, but I mean, since then, there was nothing since then, and then it's the likes of Charlie Smith, Dahn for the Packers, the kicker for the Packers, what's his name? The Irish kid?
Daniel Whalen. Right
Yeah,
now.
Whalen. Dan Whelan's another guy, so it's starting to come in, and I think with the way it's going, I just see you're going to see more Irish kids come in every year.
Last question from me before the boys. Ball-kicking countries could get into the NFL because of field goals, because of punting. You agree with that, obviously.
I think so, yeah.
Like Charlie Smith has a real chance.
He
right
can kick, man. He's a good kid.
Who do you work with? He worked with Ty
He worked with Tyg Leader.
Leader. And
Yeah.
there's a lot of Irish guys that can kick the
Tyg's
shit
doing
out of
great
balls.
work. He kicked the shit out of balls. He's doing great work. Tyg sends his guys down to practice with us because we got a good program, we got a good facility. They can do that. So they come down, they get an offensive line, defensive line in front of them. They get a rush so they can see what it actually looks like.
Different
'Cause they've no idea. They've no idea what it looks like. So Tyg sends them down to us. They get a front. They get a special teams unit. They get to see what it looks like first, and then we kick it down and we show them from there.
But to be clear, that type of
Here's
stuff.
the final now. Look, here we go. Here we go. TD, baby. 80-yard run with the
You
cake.
beat the Rebels. I know the Rebels.
Yeah, we gotta go, baby. There it is.
It could go all
the way.
Moving at the speed of molasses, a man gets a touchdown in Ireland. But I think kicking could be the gateway, right?
I think so. I think
football?
so. I think so. I think especially kicking. I mean, you guys play from such a young age. It's hard to break in anywhere else. But kicking is part of our game. It's part of our life. It's what we do when we're, 3-4 years old.
Like Charlie Smith has a chance to really open
I think
some
so.
eyes.
I think so.
And then the future generations of Irish folks potentially see Charlie have success and they're like, wait a minute, I can maybe make it.
Oh,
to
there's
the
kids
NFL.
coming through already. There's kids coming through already because of Charlie Smith. And because
So
of Charlie
Australia has that Pro Kick Australia where 28, 30-year-olds take 17-year-old American scholarship.
Oh, there's kids going to high school now, looking to get into high school programs because of what Charlie Smith is doing.
Okay, and I think kicking a football is the gateway for all these countries.
Yeah.
For
100%.
American football.
I 100% agree.
How
with
did you get into American football?
Madden, believe it or not. I started playing Madden on the PlayStation, and I was like, this is pretty cool. And then there was a local team, which I went to play for 5 years. Then I went to play in Germany for several years. Then I came back. I played one more season.
Connor has a question for you.
So when it comes to like growing up as far as the other positions, not including kicking, like how much, stop looking at me like that, AJ, how much like elementary, middle school, high school kids are you talking to get them into the game? Is it more
We're working on it. I try to coach in my daughter's school, which is a national school.
Yeah.
It's tough because you got to compete with rugby, Gaelic football,
Soccer,
hurling, basketball, swimming. But we're trying to get in bit by bit, and the key to all of this is getting in with the younger
Is
children.
it college as well? Has it leaked into college now or no?
Yeah, so we're in at the college level. We got one here for you. Look, hey Pat, we got one here for you. We got a UCD one for you. There you go.
UCD tarp.
Let's go,
I'm pretty
baby.
boozed up in a pub.
Let's go, baby.
What?
But we get him at college level. We started coaching him up from 17, 18, and we started building him on. We got about 25 kids in the national program. We got about 10 kids in the under 20 program as well. So we're really developing. We're the hub for developing talent in Ireland.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
In your experience, what position group is like the biggest divide between American football and what you guys have over here?
I mean,
Like,
quarterback.
Is it quarterback? and,
Quarterback.
Like offensive
yeah.
line?
I mean, I was a defensive guy. We can tackle for days, we can run for days, we can do all that. But I mean, the IQ level needed at quarterback. And then I suppose, wide receiver is quite skilled as well. It is tough, and then cornerback. But I mean, quarterback is the one that you got to do that since you're a baby, and get it in.
I mean, is your quarterback any good or no?
Oh, wow. Look at you.
Yeah.
You look fantastic.
Do you have young kids?
You look awesome. You look good.
Holy
You look good.
shit.
Oh, I want to shout out, by the way, to my buddy, Coach Cody Gardner with Corner Canyon. He beat IMG last night, so just
Shut up.
Let's go Chargers. Let's go Chargers.
In football? They beat them in football. American football?
American
Shut up.
football. Yeah.
Wow.
And I shout out to my wife and my little girl, Lily and Ada. They're watching at home right now.
Yeah.
They're waiting for me to come on.
Just real quick.
Hey, baby. Hey, girls.
There's 4 American teams in this entire high school football thing happening here in Ireland, right?
Yeah, that's today. The gift.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got a team from Texas. We got the IMG traveling team. We got a team from New Hampshire, and we got a
Live free or die, baby.
Hey, that's New Hampshire.
New Hampshire,
New Hampshire,
baby.
baby.
That's their logo.
baby.
New Hampshire
You
football,
drop that,
really?
you'll get every New Hampshire guy you need.
But to be clear, we need to beat your guys' ass, right? Like the American team needs to beat your guys' ass.
Yeah, it will, though. It will. It's But we're beating you guys at the drinking right now, so I'm okay with
I don't know about that.
I'm okay with that.
I
I'm
know
okay
about
with
that.
Who's beating me?
All these boys. Look.
Who is beating
All
me?
these boys. All these boys.
UCD, 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 UCD.
Hey, listen. I know you don't want to hear this. I put Seamus to bed last night.
You have no idea.
I put Seamus to bed last night.
Bye-bye.
I give you respect, though. I'm seeing you putting them away. I give you a hat tip. If I had a hat, you're putting
Well, my
them
name's
away.
Patrick McAfee.
Yeah, you got a bit of Irish in there. You got
Yeah.
that pasty skin. You got a little bit of Irish.
Yeah, I
in
get
there.
sunburn. I get spray tan. I do the whole thing. Big shout out to the Trad Bond here. Big
Hell yeah, trapping. Top class.
For those that are back in America, we just want to let you know, JR Mahans.
Shout out to Rob.
You should stop by.
Yeah.
We're literally in the middle of such a booze bag situation. Everybody you're seeing right now is hammered drunk.
Without a doubt.
Everybody in that entire video, that guy right there, hammered drunk.
Yep.
The
Very
other
good. Pat
person
the
you see, hammered drunk.
Nukes.
We are having an absolute blast here in Ireland. Hey, Coach, so American football has grown, obviously, in Europe. It's grown in Ireland.
Exponentially, yeah.
With this game coming here, how much bigger does it make it all?
It's going to be huge. It really is. I mean, we've picked up players, American players, local players that were studying in the university that didn't even know there was American football here. So it's amazing when you guys come over. You know, we get the exposure like this. You know, we get followers on our Instagram, we get followers on our socials, and they reach out, hey, can we play? We didn't even know football was here. You know, so this is amazing. So thank you guys for this, for giving this exposure to us and the league, because we're going to pick up players from this, you know, and it's amazing for the city, it's amazing for the country and the whole, that everybody gets to come back and enjoy the weekend.
What are the rules for, like, do you have to be a student in, you have to be attending the school, or what, how do you pick up players? Like, let's say Connor wants to play.
Yeah.
I would love to, by the way.
Hey, Connor, you can run the ball. We got a position for you.
Okay,
you know?
I got experience.
We got to talk about your dress shirt. We got to talk about your shirt. But I mean, you know, we got to get you dressed out in something else.
It's orange. It's orange.
Yeah,
It's
he's
green.
orange.
Come on, I'm trying to rep the
It's
flag.
good, though. No, it's awesome. It's good. It's good.
American football, though, big deal here in Ireland?
It's getting a big deal. Because it's so much more advertised. We get kids coming up to watch practice that are 6, 7 years old. Say, hey, we watch football. We love Pat Mahomes. We love Kelsey. You know, we love all these superstar players. We love Lamar, a big Ravens fan, by the way. And they want to come out and watch football. You know, and this is all because of the exposure that it's getting, and it's just getting bigger. I can't wait to see where we're going to be in 10 years. I really can't.
I was going to say, do you see a reality where in 10 years American football is bigger than like hurling or Gaelic football?
I can see an NFL game happening here. Is the next country it's going to happen in? I think it will. I really do.
Should.
You know, I really do.
The setup for the Georgia Tech Florida State game.
I mean, look, we can do it. We got the facilities here. Stadiums are awesome. We got the facilities to do it. We can definitely hold that and get it going here.
Hey, this could be a good football town, too.
I think so. It's only 6 hours from the East Coast.
6.5 hours. We got
it was easy. Yeah, it was easy.
Easy money.
We put Seamus to bed. Obviously, that's what we do to
That
Ireland.
bitch.
We put them to bed.
I don't believe that. I don't
do you have a
believe
drink?
that.
Oh, it's the truth. That's the truth.
I do.
Do you want to give a toast?
You better believe it.
Let's give a toast. Hey, shout out to everyone here. Shout out to Rob for putting this on. And hey, it's all about the you, baby. It's all about the you. Shout out to everyone. Let's go.
I don't know if you can use that one.
You dub.
I didn't know you were chugging a beer.
Yeah, great chug by you, Coach.
I guess I'll chug a beer.
You got to catch up, buddy.
Catch up. First one.
Okay.
Second one, right?
We call that a tactical puke. That's a tactical puke.
Amen.
A tactical puke.
My name's Patrick McAfee.
Yeah, I know, Pat. I got you, baby.
Yeah,
I got you.
Hey, come on, bro.
I got you.
It's great to be home.
It's great to be home. Great to have you.
Amen.
Great to
Hey,
have-
listen-
let's make it an annual thing.
Annual is crazy. It's only 6.5 hour flight though.
It wasn't that bad.
Listen, I think we should come here every month.
Hey, I agree. Maybe every week.
What's that about?
Hey, listen, every month, let's go.
Hey, here's to you. Here's to me. I just puked. It's beautifully. Let's have a great weekend. Kick it off. Football that matters.
Let's go, baby. It's all about the you.
All right, I'm going to puke this up for sure.
Man,
he's an animal.
Guinness is not
He's an
the
animal.
most like chugging beer usually, right?
Well, that's JR Mahat.
Flip the J.
All right, we appreciate you, Coach.
Thanks. I really appreciate having you on, Pat. Cheers, guys.
Congrats on the win.
Thank you.
You are the absolute man.
Hell
Ladies
yeah,
and gentlemen,
Coach. Cheers, Coach.
Appreciate it. Thanks, guys. We got you some gifts as well. We got you some jerseys. Got your beanie.
What is this here? What is
Jerseys,
this here?
couple
The
hats.
Shamrock Bowl. This is the Shamrock Bowl, the championship bowl.
Congrats on winning that.
All right.
You should do that. Don't ever give that to me.
Make it easy. See you, boys.
All right. If I was who I was, it was a very honest person.
Hell yeah.
I'm shit-faced right now.
Doing all right. You
I don't know
fine.
how we were supposed to have a show in Ireland without this happening.
Meant to be.
But I would like to let everybody know, it is an honor to be amongst you Irish fucks. And I've learned from some of these people while I've tried to sprint to the bathroom during a commercial break, some of these people's only football coverage comes from us.
Crazy.
Like there is a Steelers fan out there who's strictly because of Tone Diggs being a Steelers fan. We would like to say we are incredibly honored that we are a representative of football. Tone, the fact that somebody picked a team because of you is very cool.
Very cool, and it's also very stupid because I never thought that would be something in my life, but it's an incredible honor. Especially, this is the coolest place, the coolest thing we've ever done by far, to be honest with you.
The fact that anybody in Ireland knows we exist, AJ, is an insane thing for real.
Oh, it's unbelievable. Walking down the street today, we found a couple different people that popped up and talked about the show. So yeah, this whole situation's been awesome. Uh-oh.
Hell yeah!
Yes, drink it in.
Nice.
Shut up so you can hear it. A Boston Connor chant, we've never heard that obviously before.
No.
Con man, the fact that anybody knows, what's that?
We had a hard out. Boom.
We missed
See
it.
it?
Nonetheless, Connor, the fact that anybody is appreciative of you in a country that is 7 hours away is such a cool thing. And I don't want to get emotional, okay, because I'm pretty drunk right now. We all know that. I've drunk like 7 beers here.
More than that.
7.
8, maybe 9, maybe 10. And I've got some edibles in this entire thing. The fact that anybody in Ireland knows that our show exists is so cool. And the fact that they're chanting your fucking name, what an amazing thing. We are so lucky to cover sports every day, brother.
Yeah, it's absurd. You never think that something like this would happen, especially when, think about where you guys started, where we all started. Like, you don't assume you're going to head overseas before, the biggest kickoff of the biggest season of college football, but it really is a dream. And just to be in Ireland, never been here, it's an unbelievable country. Dublin's an unbelievable city. It really is something that I'll look back on, forever. And, I'm just blessed to be up here with you guys. It's really cool. It's just truly something that I'll think about on my deathbed. So it's awesome to be here, and yeah, fucking incredible. I still can't really believe this is happening. I'm just lucky to be here, man. Grateful.
To be clear, if you've watched this show today, we thank you. If you are from Ireland and you know that our show exists, we thank you. Seamus, who's been behind the bar all single night. We appreciate you, Seamus.
Hell yeah, Seamus.
I think he left.
He's gone. Yeah, he tapped out. They just said he's over.
So what happened last night, AJ?
What a wuss.
You put Seamus to bed last night.
And then what happened tonight, Seamus?
It appears like you may have tucked him in once again.
Hey, Seamus, it's going to be tough to talk forever for professional wrestlers and for Irish people. We put you to bed. We are a group of humans who try to celebrate sport, try to celebrate football. We're incredibly lucky to have a relationship with the NFL where they let us have footage. We're very lucky to be a part of College Game Day where we get to talk about college football. We had no idea that there would be people on the other side of the Atlantic Ocean that would have any idea that we exist. And with that being said, we would like to let you know that the fact that the college football is kicking off for real tomorrow in Dublin, Ireland, there's no better place on earth.
Yep.
We know that football is about to take over our entire lives. We're lucky for it. We're about to get shit-faced in this city. College Game Day is tomorrow. Georgia Tech will take on Florida State. Florida State heavily favored. They got bigger, stronger, faster dudes.
What?
But Georgia Tech has a crew that has been together for the entire season. Tomorrow's going to be awesome. This season's going to be the greatest. And the fact that anybody knows we exist in fucking Ireland, we are so incredibly thankful. So to all of you, we say, Sláinte! For all the boys in the back, incredible work. Foxy,
boys.
Zito,
Well done, gentlemen.
Nick, and everybody. And for the people that showed up at J.R. Mahins, I want to let you know about this bar here. to do this for a living. We are so incredibly thankful for all of you. Now, let's have the greatest weekend of all time. Let's celebrate college football. Let's celebrate American football. And let's celebrate the fact that sports bring everybody together as opposed to everything that brings us apart. From Seamus, for all the people, from all of us, thank you so much for allowing us to survive. And hop, 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 hop. To the traditional dancers, to the traditional band, for Robert Mahan, J.R. Mahans, you need to stop by. Thank you all so much for the love. We'll see you on Monday. Goodbye.
I'm alive. Can you hear me? Sorry. You know, I'm really upset because I missed Pat's speech. I was in there having a shite, so I missed the whole thing. But Eric Bragg away! I never want to leave, bro. I never want to leave. I never want to leave. And as much as it pains me to say, thank you, Paddy, for bringing me back home, fella. You'll never beat the Irish. Never beat the Irish. You'll 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 never beat the Irish. Ole, 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 ole,
Hop, 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 hop.